Hey, it's Christine, Manifestation Queen, here to remind you of your manifestation power. Wanted to talk today about instant manifestation. I think that's so fun. Like you think of something and then it shows up in your reality within minutes or hours, like super fast. You didn't have to do a repetition of affirmations or any of that stuff. It was just all played out so naturally. And I have some examples of ones that have happened to me just to give you some examples and inspire you. So, the first one that came to my mind that was very instant, I think it's one of the fastest ones I've ever noticed. I was sitting on a plane. I was on my way to Vegas for the first time. I was attending a conference, a personal development conference. And I was very excited to go because I didn't know if I had the money, and I ended up finding the money to pay my way to go to this conference. I was all excited. I was going to meet up with someone else that I knew that was going to the conference, but she was from Canada, so we were just going to meet there. And I'm sitting in my plane seat, and I had a thought, oh, it'd be really nice to have some gum right now because I didn't have any gum. You know, when you're in a plane and you get the ear popping? So I was like starting to experience the ear popping. I think maybe we had just gone up, and I was like, oh, it'd be nice to have gum right now, but I know I don't have any. Actually, I didn't even have the thought of I don't have any. I just thought, oh, it'd be really nice to have gum right now. That's all I thought. And no lie, the lady next to me, who we didn't have any conversation, who apparently I didn't notice was getting gum out for herself, showed me a piece of gum, didn't even ask me, it was just like, just handed it to me. And I was like, oh, thank you. It was like she was reading my mind. It's like, wow. How funny is that? I was thinking, oh, it'd be nice to have gum right now. And then the person next to me is just like, here's your gum. I didn't have to buy any gum. I didn't even have to ask for gum. All I had was the thought that I'd like some gum. Also, in that same day, it was actually my birthday. So I was like really happy and on a good vibe, I guess, that day. So I get to my hotel room, and it was around dinner time. And I was like, oh, I'm kind of hungry. I want to get some dinner. And then I was like, I want to manifest a delicious birthday cake for myself. I didn't have anything specific. I was just like, I want a really good cake, a slice of cake for my birthday. So I went to this buffet style dinner, which was exciting because I love buffets. I love being able to try like little pieces of all kinds of things. And this buffet was huge. So I got to have my buffet dinner, and then they had a buffet of desserts. And they had this chocolate cake, and I was like, there is my birthday cake. And it was absolutely phenomenal. It's like, look at that. I manifested birthday cake. And no one sang to me. I think maybe I sang to myself in my head, but it was lovely. And I enjoyed it all by myself. One other instant manifestation I had just recently, I've never been called to jury duty. So it was my first time. I got jury duty. I was kind of excited to go because I've never I've never been in a courthouse like ever. Just not my style. So went to the courthouse, sat in the jury room, and it was kind of boring. Like we were just kind of waiting around, and they said, you know, you just kind of wait around for the day, and if you get called to be part of the jury, they'll let you know. So I took the day to just focus on me and my manifestations. I was listening to all kinds of inspiring videos. I went for a few walks, and it was lovely. It was just like a day for me to just reflect on where I'm going in my life, and it was lovely. But anyway, while I was enjoying my jury duty day, I thought, oh, you know what? I don't want to do this for much longer than today. Like, I want to manifest that I'm not going to be called, or if I am called for jury duty, it's going to be done. We're going to get out of here a little early because they said we have to wait till 5 o'clock. And I was like, no, I want to be done around like 2 or 3 max. And then I had a thought like, oh, I really want to see the courtroom. Like we were just in a room in like the basement area. I was like, oh, I've never been in a courtroom. I kind of want to see the courtroom. And I just left it as that. And I was like, oh, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, no big deal. So lo and behold, at around 2:30 in the afternoon, they were like, oh, the decision has been made. The 2 lawyers actually agreed on the verdict, so we don't need a jury. But the judge wants you all to come upstairs to see the new courtroom because I guess they had built a brand new courtroom and they wanted to show it off. So got dismissed early, got to see the courtroom, and the judge was so fun. He was so lovely. He's like, I have really good news and really bad news. The bad news is we won't need you for the rest of the week. You can go home. It's like, that's not really bad news. He's like, the good news is they, settled the verdict, so we're all good to go. And one other really cool manifestation that was instant for me is I was going for a walk and I was listening to a mentor of mine talk about what's the next level version of you and who is she and what kind of things does she do. And I had the thought in my head, I was outside walking, just going for a walk in my neighborhood. And I was like, oh, the next level version of me just manifests things like instantly. Like if I say, I want to manifest butterflies, butterflies just show up. And as I had that thought, I felt like someone turned my head. Like no one was around me. It was just like I had this intuitive hit to turn my head this way because I was walking and I was looking straight and I was listening to my audio. And as I was turning my head, I looked over and this particular house had glass butterflies all over the side of their lawn, like how people have like ornaments in their lawn, like statues and stuff like that. But this particular person had glass, or it looked like glass. It was see-through butterflies all over the front of their house. I was like, oh my God, I just thought about butterflies. Had the intuitiveness to turn my head, and there is a row of glass butterflies. I thought that was so cool. So, how do you instantly manifest? Well, I would say just be easy about it. Also, one other thing is if you start to focus your attention on instant manifestations, like if you notice the evidence in your own life of manifestations that happen instantly, like you thought of something and then it happened, and it should feel like natural. Not every manifestation is like, oh my God, I won like $50 million instantly. But like even just like little things, the more you can focus on that, because you're focused on instant manifestation, more instant manifestations will happen, right? Where your focus is, energy flows. I also started to create an evidence journal. So every time I notice that I had a manifestation that I thought was really cool, I'll just write it down in my I did start with a notebook, but now I do it on my phone. I have an app, a note app. And every time I notice something, I write the date and a little quick bullet point of what the manifestation was. And it's just nice to have those evidences and to get your mind focused on, wow, I really am creating this reality. I really am a powerful manifester. And even when you kind of slip into, oh, things aren't working out for me, or feeling doubtful, you can open up your evidence journal and be like, oh, Look at this. I manifested that. I manifested that. I manifested that. Remember when that happened? Ugh, I got this. Everything always works out for me. It's like one of my favorite affirmations. Everything always works out for me. Like, comment, subscribe. I hope you experience lots of instant manifestations today. Let me know of all the cool things that happen. I'm sure they will now that we're focused on it. I will see you in the next video.